So, Sonic, can you do a good?
No.
No, Sonic. Yes, you can do a good. It wasn't until just a few months ago that I started appreciating the great level design in most Sonic games. Gotta give credit where credit's due. There's multiple pathways, several collectibles, and learning the levels like the back of your hand precedes to more fun. For approaching the stage and reacting accordingly, you're rewarded with more speed, and more speed equals more fun. So let's take a look at some of the levels that have followed this design philosophy to a T. I'm going to set one limitation on myself though, only 2 levels per game. I didn't want to give one game a special mention over all the others. Let's face it, the entire list would be filled with Generations and Mania levels if that was the case. Can they keep up the pace? Well, as I like to say, Lego! You know, I love it. I act all positive, and then we start talking about the most recent blunder in Sonic's career. Alright, I don't think Forces deserves a ton of hate, it's just very underwhelming. And besides, the game has its own unique charm to it, which is why I decided to put Mortar Canyon at the number 10 spot. As the last main modern Sonic level in the game, I think that they finally hit a good mark. I do like the mechanical atmosphere, I've always loved stuff like that. But also, this level just feels like that the level designers finally got a hold of what they could do to design a level in this game. Up until this point, all of these levels have been very linear and not been like a Sonic level. There aren't multiple pathways and they just aren't that fun to go through. This level though finally manages to incorporate what's that? Multiple pathways? Well, okay, they're mostly just different segments, but you get the gist. Also, something that makes this level stand out is the fact that it's on a downward slope. That's a little weird to mention, but whatever. Overall, it's just plain fun. I think that they finally hit a good mark in this one. But it can't get any higher, mainly because 1, it's outclassed, and 2, you can do this. Yeehaw! Screw you, level design. You're dumb. So next up we got a level from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. You can't talk about any of these levels without mentioning the unforgettable music. Heck, I'm using music from Sonic 3 and Knuckles for the number transition. And then both those awesome tracks got remixed in Sonic Mania. Oh my gosh, it sounds beautiful. But onto Lava Reef itself. It's gotta be one of the best lava levels I've ever played in a video game. After falling from the pyramid in Sandopolis Zone, you gotta make your way through this big area with a bunch of rocks and lava and jazzy music. Rather than absolute speed, this level focuses mainly on platforming and obstacles, such as this, and as you progress on, you eventually get to an area where the lava is hardened, and this ambient track starts playing. The first half has great variety whenever it comes to obstacles, and the second half is just beautiful. Out of all the levels I replayed the most in Sonic 3, this one takes the cake. Screw you, level design. You're dumb. Oh, no need to worry. My legs are only 95% broken.
That went as well as could be expected, didn't it?
Good thing there isn't fall damage in Sonic games, am I right? No other level in Heroes gives me more adrenaline than this one. Sure, there's another level from Heroes higher up on the list, but I like that level for other reasons. Egg Fleet involves you being in the Egg Fleet. You know, in the sky, lots of veils, different pathways too, cannonballs, this thing that can't make up its mind of where it wants to go. And I just like going through fleets in video games and taking them all down. Mentioning the part where you're flying through the air, they start firing at you with all these cannons, and it's like, you know, the team mechanic actually works really well in this level. They all get their usages and such, and there aren't too many combat encounters in this level. And there's even a new enemy that they saved for this late in the game. It's fast, it's frantic, and it's just fun. This is everything Heroes can do whenever it has good game design. And yes, if it wasn't clear enough, this certainly is good game design, and especially good level design. Holy crap, this level even manages to make rail grinding fun. Rail grinding in Sonic Heroes being fun. Is that possible? I guess this game proved that. And my entry fee to this level is breaking my legs. I think that will be worth it. I appear to really like it whenever a Sonic level manages to overcome a problem that's plagued through the entire series or just the individual game. I liked Mortar Canyon because it appeared that Forces finally learned how to be a Sonic game, and I partially liked Egg Fleet because of all the great rail segments, and the rail grinding in Heroes is awful. And another problem that Colors fixed was water levels. Holy crap, Aquarium Park is beautiful! And no, the water doesn't hinder any of it. Aquarium Park takes place in this beautiful Japanese setting that's underwater, like an aquatic Zen castle. It's great in the music. The music! But as for the level design itself, as I mentioned, they made a good water level in a Sonic game, mainly due to the fact that they have ways of fixing the problems with the water levels, such as you can get out of the water by just infinitely jumping through it, or why step in the water to begin with whenever you can just dash over it. So you can ignore any water segments that you don't want to do. And it also manages to have fun uses with the whips, such as the laser one where you can shoot yourself to still rod. But you want to hear my favorite part about Aquarium Park? Its usage of the most underrated video game mechanic ever. Pushing blocks! So, it appears that we're already stepping back into the realm of Sonic Heroes? What for? Oh, okay then. Mystic Mansion is quite the specimen. Egg Fleet was fun, it made rail grinding fun, it made combat sections fun, and that's something that Heroes just can't seem to do. But one thing I really like about Heroes is how unique it can be at times. That's why Mystic Mansion's a lot higher. While the concept of a haunted mansion is far from original, this is still pretty creative. You're not just taking a stroll down a mansion. No, you're seeing whatever the creators can come up with, however cartoony it may be. These doors don't lead anywhere. However, then you touch a warp panel and all of a sudden, they create a hallway. What about trippy static background land? Yeah, that's cool and spooky. Although I will admit the level begins to lose its novelty near the end of it. It just becomes a bunch of random floating 3D platforms. And you know what? On top of all that great stuff, the great atmosphere, the mansion, and all the fun unique gimmicks this level offers up. You wanna hear the best aspect? Funnily enough, it's the funky music. Something tells me this is the part of the list where we get to the really freaking good stuff. Chemical Plant from Sonic 2 is the most memorable level in the game, but whenever the level got remixed into 3D and Generations... Yes, I'm done. Okay, but seriously, I really like industrial themes in games. Not sure, I just like running around in a factory or a chemical plant. And while Sonic 2's chemical plant was great, this just turns up the notch. The fact that the original platform-heavy version of this level in Sonic 2 was somehow able to flawlessly make its grand debut in 3D, it's just a spectacle to behold. This level even got its own taste of the water running from colors. And in the climax of the level, everything starts to crumble all around you. And it's quite fitting with the music getting even more insane. I think I'm running out of things to add. So, I get that this opening part in Mirage Saloon is supposed to be a reference to Sky Chase Zone in Sonic 2, but it kinda sucks. Up until this point, the most fun segments of the game were the new levels. I mean, how did they screw it?
Alright, Pinhead, your time is up.
Who you calling Pinhead?
Was that who I thought it was? Sonic, you didn't swoop down and grab a drink, did you? And you know what? The level only gets better from there. I'm not the biggest fan of Western themes in games, but if I had to make a top 10 Western levels in video games, This is number 1. It's got all the staples. Snakes. It's got a saloon. Oh, baby. Don't you put that in there. This game's gonna get extra rating for, use of alcohol. I don't know. And I forgot, the water running comes back, but in a more unique way. And yes, water running does work really well in 2D. You can also shoot yourself. Out of a gun, that is. My favorite part of the theming of this level isn't even that. I think the best part is the piano being used as a mini bounce pad. Don't ask me what it is, but I just find it kinda silly. All that, and you can somehow manage to beat this stage in under a minute. The fact that they managed to cram all of this stuff into one level proves that classic Sonic levels are truly something special. And that's if they're in Forces. The classic levels in Forces suck. Yeah, it was hard to choose another stage from Generations. There were so many good ones. We've had a good Adrenaline Rush stage, and we've had some unique stages. How about we choose one with good multiple pathways? I'm of course talking about Seaside Hill from Generations. You know, this remix kinda showed what Sonic Heroes would have been if it was a traditional Sonic game. As far as I'm aware, Heroes is for the most part a very linear game. However, giving the first level in that game a nice hearty dose of the modern Sonic medicine, we get a truly fantastic level. The music almost makes me want to shed a tear, it's so great. Because as I've said, this level got above all the others so far because of its multiple pathways. Holy crap, this is how you do that. This is how you do multiple pathways in a Sonic game. Everywhere you turn, there's a new unique way to go. Whether it's high or low, involves enemy chaining, or showing off why Sonic should never be in a racing game. And you know what? It's just fun. It's just so freaking fun. It doesn't matter what you're doing in this level, I'm always having fun, whether it's platforming, speeding along, grinding on rails, heck, even the 2D segment. The 2D segments that are so out of place in modern Sonic levels, even that managed to be pretty good. All I can end this off on is the level designers deserved a lot of cookies. Oh, and a promotion, I guess, but that's not nearly as cool. So I think now is a perfect time for me to summarize exactly what I was thinking whenever I first went through Press Garden Zone in Sonic Mania. Newspapers. Pedals. This is weird, but it's kinda fun. I have no idea how to hit this boss though. Here, I'm going to abuse my invincibility frames. Cool, now I've beaten him. And right here, I had a very special moment. That doesn't sound right. Don't think about that. Anyways. Something very special happens here. It's snowing whenever there are pedals around. You know, I could desperately try and imitate my initial reaction, or I could do the more smart thing and actually talk about why I love this. I've never actually said this before, but I actually prefer pixel art over 3D models. At times, pixel art can look amazing, and this is my proof. Oh my gosh. That's great. And I also love the atmosphere. Mixing snow with cherry blossoms. That's awesome. That's amazing. I love the look of cherry blossoms. They look beautiful. And snow, I love snow too. I love wintry atmospheres. It's too bad where I live it never snows, but that's just the sad part for me. And as always, we can rely on Sonic music being really good. It's such a tranquil track. It's just so beautiful and it fits the area in every sense imaginable. Also, this level has a lot of slopes. Whenever you go down the slopes, the cherry blossoms fly. Oh, it's great. In fact, the slopes are also used for ice momentum. Whenever you're frozen, you fly all over the place down these slopes. Holy crap. But there's no point in me sugarcoating it. Yes, the main reason why I like this level so much is because of the atmosphere. But that's not a bad thing. If you think it's bad for me to like a level because of its atmosphere, then think about it this way. Do you think that this level would retain all of its charm if it had a white background and that's it? Oh, and for the platforms, they use the most generic sprites possible. I think that's fine for me to like a level mainly due to its atmosphere. Because here's the thing, I still have fun playing through the level. It's my favorite level in Mania. I love slipping around in an ice block, and I really love platforming on all of these trees. Mania seemed to have that one special moment for Sonic fans, or anyone that just generally kinda likes Sonic. And for me, it was the music, it was the looks, and it was the level design that all came together to make this that moment for me in Mania. This is my favorite level in the game. I've made that blatantly obvious by now. As we've been progressing towards this number 1 entry, I've been wondering if anyone would find it disappointing. I mean, compared to all the other stuff, it's actually not that unique. I'm pretty sure plenty of you think that the other levels on this list are much better than this one, and I can't blame you for thinking that. You have your own opinion, and that's completely fine. But for whatever the reason, my favorite Sonic level is Solasko from the Wii version of Sonic Unleashed. It's an odd one, and it's probably even outclassed compared to Seaside Hill and Depressed Garden, but give me a moment to explain myself. At a very short period, I actually hated Sonic Unleashed. I thought the daytime stages were okay, but the nighttime stages were just downright awful. One thing that bothered me near the end was how I didn't have enough lives. And trust me, as you progress on, the Warhog levels go on forever. And if you run out of lives, you have to start over. But then I realized I just need more Sun and Moon medals, and then I'd be able to get more lives. Well, I'm stupid. The first level I went to get more medals was this one. And to get all the medals, you need to get a good ranking. So that means you gotta go really fast. And because of that, I replayed this level over and over again, and now I know it like the back of my hand. It was the first Sonic level that I ever learned. As for the level itself, it looks kinda like a generic Arctic level. Then you get in this thing and you question all of your life choices. But no, don't worry, this segment isn't too long. After that, you go through a fantastic 2D segment. It's fun, there's so many different ways to go fast, and most importantly, you can see what's coming ahead because you're not going too fast, but you're also not going too slow. Throw in some great rail grinding, as well. Screw you, Mr. Giant Icicle. But yeah, I can understand why someone wouldn't think of this level as anything special. But I like it more than the others, because while Seaside Hill may seem perfect in almost every way, I don't know. There's just nothing wrong with this level. It's insanely fun, has great 2D segments and 3D segments, extremely upbeat music, and there's just no cons to the level at all. It even has a decent length, and I love going through it. It's like playing a piano piece. You'll struggle at first, but whenever you play it over and over again, you eventually can just go through it elegantly. And I think that's what a Sonic level should strive to be. Fun, not too long, not too short, and as Sonic would say, it's cool, neat. Yeah, neat. I'm Luigi Magic and X, and Sonic, get out of your stupid rut.